timeshare is located at the Ko Olina Beach and Golf Club. It's on the southwestern shore of Oahu and only 18 miles from Honolulu, or about 35 minutes from Waikiki. It's always good to get to the lush Ko Olina exit and begin to enter this wonderful community we call our second home. As you enter the front gate, you see the name Ko Olina, which means place of joy. And it truly is a place of joy as you begin to see on the left the golf course and all of its grandeur. And as you begin to drive the road up to the timeshare, you can see the beautiful monkey pod trees that line each side of the road. Ko Olina is a 640-acre gated community. The Marriott timeshare was built in 2003, and it has 750 villas that are well appointed. And as you can see, as you make the turn here to enter, you can see that they've spared no expense in regards to the landscape and the vegetation. It's just a beautiful place, as you'll see. Usually our first stop after checking in is at Longboards, our favorite grill on the property down by the ocean. It's so refreshing to sit there and eat a meal and just watch the sun go down. As I said, the views on this property are spectacular. You're looking at the view from our condo balcony from the 15th floor of the Nye Tower. Just take it in.
Them bloom for me and you, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. Well, I see skies of blue of day. I like the dark and I think to myself, what a wonderful world. The colors of the rainbow, so pretty in the sky, are also on the faces of people passing by. See friends shaking hands, singing, how do you do? They really say, I love you. I hear babies cry and I watch them go. They'll learn much more than we'll know, and I think to myself, what a wonderful world.
One of the highlights of every day is when people gather from the resort down by the ocean to watch the sunsets. The southwest beach of Oahu offers some of the most spectacular sunsets that can be seen anywhere in the world.
Malini kui ikeana ikaiwa leleo
Once the sun goes down, it's time to have the famous pineapple martini at Roy's. It's one of our favorite places to eat and to have these wonderful martinis. They're always very good to us. They always tend to do something a little special for us. We've gotten to know the manager, Kai, there, and they always do a great job of taking care of us. We also like the beach house if Wayne is a surf rider, or hanging out at the beach bar and having a drink. Morimoto's, the Iron Chef of sushi. And sometimes you might catch him and he'll have his picture made with you, so it's a great time. Perhaps the most visited site on Oahu is Pearl Harbor, where you can see submarines and torpedoes and other great warships. Perhaps the biggest attraction is the USS Arizona Memorial. It is the resting place of 1,102 of the 1,177 sailors and Marines that were killed during the Japanese surprise attack on Pearl Harbor on the 7th of December, 1941. It's accessible only by boat, and it straddles the sunken hull of the battleship without touching it. The sunken remains of the battleship were declared a National Historic Landmark on the 5th of May, 1989. Another one of Hawaii's most recognized icons is Diamond Head. Visitors travel thousands of miles to get a first-hand glimpse of Diamond Head. More than 3,500 feet in diameter with a 760-foot summit, it's perhaps the world's most recognized volcanic crater. It takes about an hour to reach the summit and half that time for the return back down. The last set of stairs is a 99-step climb, so you gotta take it slow and steady. But once you get to the top, you'll see some of the finest panoramic views on the whole island of Oahu. On a clear day, you can practically see forever. The Makapu Lighthouse Trail is the second most popular of all the Oahu hiking trails next to the Diamond Head hike. This easy to moderate summit trail is definitely one of the most memorable. When you can see things like Koko Head and the Windward Coast of Hawaii, it definitely has become Jules and I's favorite hike on the whole entire island, and you can see why. Just look at these views. Makapu Lighthouse has the largest lens of any lighthouse in the United States. It was listed on the National Register of Historic Places in 1977. Another favorite place that Julie and I like to visit every year is the Ko Olina Ranch. This is a private nature reserve and is a 4,000-acre working cattle ranch and farm. It is legendary to ancient Hawaiians and to the Hollywood film industry. More than 50 movies and TV shows have been filmed at Ko Olina over the years, including such films as Jurassic Park, Jurassic World, Hawaii Five-0, Pearl Harbor, Lost, and Godzilla. Ko Olina means long back in Hawaiian, which describes the ranch's beautiful valleys and mountain peaks. When Jules and I leave Ko Olina Ranch, we always like to take the H3 Interstate Highway through the mountain pass back to Ko Olina. This road is considered an engineering wonder and has a wonderful cinematic landscape. I was fortunate enough to be able to take this picture from one of my helicopter rides years ago. It's one of the most expensive interstate highway projects ever built on a cost per mile basis. The final cost was $1.3 billion. That's $80 million per mile. But it is one of the most beautiful roads in all of the world. Another favorite place that folks like to visit is the Dole Plantation. This was an aerial photo I was able to take of the pineapple maze that's there. The largest maze in the world, and it's comprised of over 14,000 plants. Over 1 million people come to visit the maze and to see these pineapples growing in the red lava fields of Hawaii. And I gotta tell you, some of the sweet, best tasting pineapple you'll ever eat.
We are on the boat, getting ready to go sailing.
Yeah.
With Mitch's favorite, Captain Bosch.
Yeah.
Up front.
Huh?
Group up front.
3 of them right there. He said there's a whole bunch up front too.
Waimea. Nature at its best, betraying fantasy of Waimea. We can't forget the people of our island, helping to survive. We can't neglect the beauty of the north side. Keep us all alive. You've got it, Waimea. Nature's harmony. You've got it, Waimea.
On August 12, 2006, Waimea, Oahu was rededicated following the acquisition of the valley by the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. In partnership with the City and County of Honolulu, the United States Army, the Trust for Public Land, and the State of Hawaii Department of Land and Natural Resources. This conservation acquisition ensures that from this day forward, the cultural and natural treasure of Waimea Valley will forever be preserved on behalf of Native Hawaiians and all people of the state of Hawaii, the nation, and the world, so that all who come here may learn from and celebrate this sacred land of our ancestors.
So what we're seeing now is an exotic garden of plants and shrubs and bushes, and you'll notice that the colorful shrubs and herbs and even vines that you see here belonging to this family are found in almost every tropical area of the world, with concentrations in Africa, Indo-Malaysia, Brazil, and Central America. Some of the plants grow in temperate lands, such as the family's namesake genus, Acanthus, whose leaves are depicted on the Corinthian columns of ancient Greece. Considering their immense distribution throughout the world, it is curious that there are no native Hawaiian species. Every plant in this garden is an exotic. There are a few trees in this family or species which have economic uses other than their value as ornamentals. Some plants are used medicinally, but most are simply grown for their beauty.
We're here at the Waimea Falls. The word Waimea in the Hawaiian language means reddish water. As the streams above the park flow through both forest preserve and agricultural land, it picks up the red volcanic soil, rich in iron oxide, that's typical of the north shore of Oahu and many areas within the island chain. Each of the neighbor islands also has an area that is called Waimea. Following a major rainfall, the water gushing over the falls is reddish-brown, as it is heavy with fine red silt picked up in the fast-flowing water above. During more modest amounts of rainfall, the water tends to clear slightly as the soil settles to the bottom of the pools and streams. During extreme drought conditions, the worst in 1984 and again in 1992, the falls slowed to a trickle or were non-existent. Water is the lifeblood of Hawaii's lush tropical forests and deeply carved valleys. Dependent on agriculture for their survival, both drought and flooding drove the last settlement of Hawaiians from this valley in 1894.
All right, well, here we are, our last night in Hawaii. And we're a bit sad because this plane that's right over here behind me is getting ready to take us home. So we have to say goodbye to the mountains, to the beaches, to the rainbows, to all the happy people and the good food that we've had here. We've had a great time this week, but we're not all that sad because we'll be back next year. So we're going to say aloha and mahalo.